Hi, it's Don Sanders, and I want to welcome everybody today to How to Find Customers at the End of the COVID Meltdown. And I don't know what else to say besides that, but we all need customers. Times have been hard. Everybody's experiencing that, including me and anybody else in this industry. But I'm going to tell you today exactly how I think you should get your business back or get things going or to be more positive than what we've had going on. All the great suppliers on the screen make these webinars possible. I'm not going to read them off to you. They're all great suppliers that I would stand behind at any time. And if you ever have a problem with them, you can contact me and I will help you because I have a strong belief in all of them. And Tiffany Tarr is going to talk to you from Distributor Central about great ways to have technology make you better at this industry. But before we get started, for those of you that don't know me, I'm not going to read this bio off to you, but I've been doing this for a very long time. I've sold a lot of product. The thing that is most paramount about what I do is my profit margin was 43%. I did this to make money, not to sell orders, to spite people or take things away from other distributors. And Edwards is a sponsor of this website, Southern Plus, Apogee, which is a great awards company. And I've known David Blaze for 20 years. He has sales training programs. And if you need education further from you're getting from these webinars, David has several programs, and I'm going to talk about him a little bit at the end and give you an opportunity where you can get some free video samples from him. And I want you to look to the left part of this screen right here, the Cool Mask Reliever. This is a supplier that I've just learned about. This is an ice pack padding that goes on the back of your mask, and it will keep these masks cool this summer. And I live in Texas, and I am telling you, it's already hot wearing a mask, but I'm going to talk to you about that product in detail a little bit later, but I just want that to be in your mind. Now, I'm going to let Tiffany talk to you for about 2 or 3 minutes here. I've known her for a very long time. She's really sharp. Distributor Central is who hosts my website. I've used them for a long time. There are several other providers, but I do not believe that they are as strong as Distributor Central. So, Tiffany, if you will please talk for a while and use your genius on everyone on this webinar.
Thanks, Don. Good morning, everyone. Again, like Don said, my name is Tiffany Tarr. I'm with Distributor Central, and we have had such. Sometimes I feel bad about saying this, and I shouldn't, but we've had such a great 2020 and the beginning of 2021 at Distributor Central because so many distributors are starting to really understand the importance of leveraging technology to continue to help their businesses thrive. And we've seen so many really great success stories from distributors that had not felt like they didn't, or they just had not taken the time to put together a really nice looking e-commerce website and kind of think about the things that they're selling on their website. And they started to really think about that in this last year. And we've just seen so much growth. And we've been able to help so many distributors, and it's just been a really good feeling to be able to do that in the middle of a pandemic. And one of the things that I really am proud of at Distributor Central is the fact that we do all of that at absolutely no cost to you as a distributor. So it is not something that you're going to have to make a financial investment in, because all the suppliers that are listing on Distributor Central, they have made that financial investment for you, and they are sponsoring this technology to help you be able to grow your business leveraging technology. And we'll chat just a little bit about that at the end.
Okay, well, I've known Tiffany just forever, and she will never mislead you and shoot you straight on technology. And I don't know what else to say besides those good things. So let's get on with our webinar. And at the end of the presentation, Tiffany's going to talk to you in detail about how to do specific things that are far above my pay grade or my intellectual level. But let's talk about improving your sales approach. You've got to make changes if you're going to remain relevant today. Things are so different, and they're never going to be the same way to sell as previous. I think the things you need to stress are making virtual presentations perfect, how to do effective self-promos, what you give away with your name on it shows how you are and how creative you are, and just giving a plain paper business card is not what I would recommend to increase business. You've got to learn how to do the new networking. how to qualify everyone before working. That means don't work for free, and how to perfect your social media efforts. And I'm going to give you some specifics about that. But on the screen right now, I have a free coupon from Rightline. I've known Mike McMillan, who runs that company, for more than 30 years. And I'm going to talk to you about how to sell pins in a little bit. And then AdMatch, I've known Phil Sharkey, who owns AdMatch, almost forever. And there's a free setup from AdMatch on the screen. Now, effective self promos, which I just talked about. Those wet wipes, which are on the screen right now with my logo on it, I had those things last March, buying those pre-pandemic. Just how popular do you think you would have been if you had had those last April? People were fighting over those things. I remember when you couldn't get hand sanitizer, you couldn't get these wipes, you couldn't get paper towels, you couldn't get toilet paper. But what if you had these with your logo on it? People would have begged to get those from you. And those branded antibacterial hand wipes are just superb. And it's just an item that I would have my logo on, or I would be selling it every day. And I think they have it on a special pricing. AdMatch does, and you can see that on the screen. And phil@admatch.com. That's who you would email if you'd like to have samples. Now, I'm going to talk to you about being a full-time germ seller. I know the pandemic that we have right now is kind of coming to a close, or it's better than it was. But the next round of the virus, I think there's going to be a couple of these coming this way. And I think if you position yourself as a germ seller, somebody that makes their customers feel comfortable, I think you will be ahead of other distributors. And Rightline, who I talked about, they have an antibacterial grip pen, which keeps the spread of germs in check. And I think this is a great self-promo item. And you can get samples of the antibacterial grip pens. I'm going to show you the email for Mike McMillan at the end of the show, but it's mike.mcmillan@rightlineusa.com. Now, with the pandemic being the way that I think it's going to be, I think hand sanitizer is going to go back and be a great seller again, because the pandemic is spread by germs in the air. I'm not a scientist, but maybe the other pandemic or whatever these strains are, I think keeping surfaces clean is going to go back and be very important again. And Snug Z is who I buy all my hand sanitizer from. That's a great company out of Utah. And they have a program called the Buy One, Give One Free, or Buy One, Give One for Free. And that's a give back program to where if you buy hand sanitizers, then they will give one to a deserving charity. It's in Salt Lake City where they are. They've just started from there, and they're going to expand on that. But that's a great way to close sanitizer sales by saying, you know, if we buy from this company, they're going to give these to underprivileged people or to shelters or whoever really needs this product. And Snugs also has 120-ounce containers for these sanitizer stations, and that's important, because these sanitizing stations are going to be here forever. And Logo Mats has the mats that have the hand sanitizer logos on them that you can put those down on the floor in an office building and know that's where the sanitizer station is. So you can fill those up with those 128-ounce containers from Snug Z, but the mats come from Logo Mats, and that's a great supplier. And also, I would be selling these mats to office administrators and office building people to put wash your hands mats in hallways, on the floors of restrooms. This germ thing is going to be with us forever. If anybody thinks this is just going to go away and everything's going to go back to the way it was, I just don't think that's true or not. I don't think it's going to be as crazy, but I do think there's going to be some other strains of this coming along. Now, here's another great product. I pitch these products because I'm telling you, if you'll give these to your customers or to prospects, they're going to think you're sharp. This anti-fat fog cloth by Cloth Promotions, I've known them since they started 10 years ago. I know I need this badly because I wear glasses, and when I wear those masks, my glasses get fogged up all the time. That cloth will clean your glasses and then keep it from re-fogging up. And there's a good picture of one at the bottom right of the screen with a full color logo on that packet. And I'm going to order some of those with my Don Sanders marketing logo, which is up at the top of the screen. That's a colorful logo to look real good on the packaging of the anti-fog cloth. And Tyler.R@clothpromotions.com. That's where you would get samples of these. Products like this, I think, are what sets you apart from just distributors that really don't know more than just to sell on price. Now, we talked about the pens from Rightline, and I've never talked this much about pens in one of these presentations, but I did not know that 5.6% of last year's $24.4 billion in sales was pens. That's $1.4 billion. That's a lot of pens. And you can get these self-promotion pens from Rightline. You can get 200 pens for $20. I just think that's a fantastic deal. And on the right, you can see my self-promotion pens where my tagline and name is on the barrel. And then you can also print full color on that clip. And I'm imprinting my shoe logo on the clip. And that is something that stands out, and people will really, really notice you. And so I would advise you to take advantage of this. The email is at the bottom to send the self-promotion orders to Rightline. I just think products like this will make you get orders that other distributors do not. And I never knew, I'm being honest with you, how to sell affordable pens before in my life. I sold a lot of pens, usually because people would ask me, Don, do you have pens? And I'd pull out a pen supplier I liked, and I'd show them what they have, and I would let them pick the pen out. I think that's a mistake, or I know that's a mistake now, because I could have sold a lot more pens. And this Alamo pen that Rightline has, they claim it's the best pen in the industry. And I know Mike, so I'm going to take his word for it. And they don't upcharge you or tag you with all these charges that other suppliers do. I'm not going to name these suppliers because I don't want to rag on anybody, but most of them will not print on the barrel and then print on the clip too at a price that Rightline will. They'll charge you like 35 to 40% more run charge, or Rightline was not charged that much. So if you want to learn how to sell pens, Mike McMillan at Rightline can send you a little go-to or a little learn how to sell pens program. I've known him forever. There's no one in this webinar that I talked to you about that I would not trust with my life, and that's a big statement, but I use suppliers that I actually believe in. Now, Earth Day is coming up here, and it is going to be a short sell to try and sell Earth Day products now, because I think it's next week. But I use seed paper cards as one of my self-promotion items. And you talk about a cool product, you give those to people, they will feel that thing, they look at it and go, well, Don, what the heck does this thing do? And you just tell them, you soak it in water, and then you put it in the soil, and it will grow a plant. Now, Empire has these. They also have self-mailers, coffee wraps, they have bookmarks. The reason I'm saying this is I use point selling. That means I'll take an event or a date, and I will call or email or text now all my customers and say, why don't we do something for Earth Day? I don't know if they're ever going to buy anything for Earth Day. We're short on the date on that, but the reason I do that, it gives me a reason to call them without being a pest, and they'll say, hey, oh, we don't need anything for Earth Day, but I need some t-shirts, I need some hats, I need this, or I need that. I use that as a point selling way to close sales without looking like a pest. I do it all the time. It works like a charm. Harvey@gempire.com for those seed paper samples. But I'm telling you, as soon as this webinar is over, I call every one of my customers and say, let's do something for Earth Day, just as an excuse to get their attention. Now, I talked about David Blaze previously. He's got 4 or 5, I know 4, but I think he's got other training programs. And distributors ask me all the time. I used to sell products like this, but now I do these webinars with Tiffany, and we try and help you at no charge. But if you really need honed in sales training, I've known David Blaze for, let's say 20 years, and he's got some, used to be all audio programs, but now they're online, they're easy to watch. You can call him 800-494-2721. It's topsecrets.com, or there's his email address down at the bottom of the screen. The only reason I'm talking about this is people will call me or email and say, Don, what have you got for this? What have you got for that? Instead of me fooling with that, or not fooling with it, instead of doing it, I'm going to refer you to David. I think he's a stand-up guy. And let's talk about Facebook posting selling orders. I've never sold like anybody else in my life. I always do things differently, and that means I do what other distributors do not do, like delivering toilet paper to my customers during the pandemic. buying pickle loaf and leaving it in containers at my customers' doors. I've done a lot of stuff, and people say, Don, why do you do that? And I say, I do it because it gets me business. Now, every time I go on a trip, I post on my Facebook like 3 or 4 times a day about different things that I did. And this is when I went to Yellowstone last August. I went up there during the pandemic because Yellowstone was open barely, but there weren't as many people there. And it gave me an opportunity to go up there in August. But I posted these pictures of my trip to Yellowstone every day. And you cannot believe that I got a response from one of my customers who said, Don, it is Eric and Connie. We are heading for Yellowstone now. How long have you been there? Have you been to Glacier? Well, I have been to Glacier, but the most amazing thing is I've known them forever. They were 11 miles from me when I was on this trip. And so they posted back to me up here on the right a picture that they had taken. We actually got together on that trip, and because of that, I got a commitment to sell 5 orders to them. I would have never had these orders. I would have never had this connection if I had not have done that. Personal contacts or staying in touch with people is the way you have to do things today if you're going to succeed. And I've got 2 great American-made company coupons, supplier coupons. Quickie makes the best key tags in the industry, and Magnets, and ID Line, who makes the best name badges. Both are American-made. I know the owners of both very well. Now, besides posting those pictures on Facebook, after I get going, I post product videos, and Southern Plus has got 87 different product videos on their website. These are little short 30-second to 60-second videos. You can post those on your Facebook account. People will actually watch these, and I'm going to show you some orders I've gotten for mats by doing this, but I've also gotten orders from these Southern Plus products. So you post these on your Facebook, on your LinkedIn account. You can look at those and find them at southernplus.com. Now, here's a thing that I posted, the truth about mat rental companies. If you want some business, mat rental companies are absolutely the worst deal in the world for your customers. I have gotten several customers of selling mats for logo mats away from people that are renting these mats for $40 or $50 a month. Mat rental companies use cheap mats. Their imprint is not as good, and they do not clean them frequently. I posted this on my Facebook account, and I got an order from Grand Bank of Texas, who was one of the banks I bank at, and they were renting mats, and I sold them 5 of these logo mats for what, $1,000, $1,200. That's the same as they would have spent in mat rental in probably 10 or 12 months, but the logo mats will last for 3, 4 years, and they look sharp. Vigorously contact your customers about mat rental companies and post videos and post these dirty facts on your Facebook account. And there's a great little 5% and off an order coupon on the screen right now for logo mats. Now, I just missed rush orders back there. I went through too quickly, but I want to talk to you about doing rush orders. Because I missed that slide, just bear with me. Rush orders are caused today because people wait to the last minute because of Amazon. Amazon have caused that to happen. And I know how to sell rush orders. We did 55% profit on them. I don't cut my price. And people that are desperate, who wait for the last minute, they will pay anything you tell them the price is going to be. You want to make high profit, or you want to make money on orders, sell rush orders. And another thing that I'm doing now is these shipments are being delayed. I used to order from Walmart, like energy drinks, paper towels from Walmart. They would come in the next day. I placed an order with them last week. I haven't even gotten the order yet. I use shipping delays as a selling point. Whenever a customer says, Don, we're thinking about it, Don, we need it for this event, I have stepped in 3 times in the last month and say, well, you know what? Who knows when this thing is going to get here? These guaranteed deliveries on Federal Express, 1 day, 2 day shipping, they are missing those delivery dates, and all they do is send you an email and say whatever it is the excuse. But I use delays to close sales. So if you want to step up customers, use point selling like the Earth Day thing and delays in shipping. That way, if the customer dogs you, waits to the last minute to place the order, if it doesn't come in on time, you can say, hey, I tried to tell you about these shipping delays. It is a good selling closing tool. And here are 3 companies on the screen: Trainer Graphics, Sticker U, and Rightline I've talked to you about. They never have delays. These are 3 suppliers that will always deliver your orders on time. Now, we talked about personal bonding being the key to future selling. You know, customers want to tell you about themselves. All you've got to do is ask. A lot of people are really timid. They're afraid to know people personally, but I know every one of my customers personally. I get them to chatting about their dogs, their house, their children. I went down and called on the Hyatt Regency. This has been a long time ago. This is maybe 8 or 9 years ago. They were going to interview 4 promo distributors about doing their marketing for them. So I went down and saw Cynthia Vasquez, and we chatted up about different things. I got off on my talking about going to Yellowstone. I hadn't been yet, but different things like that. And she liked dogs. So I told her about my baby dogs, Betty and Gracie. They are right there on the screen. I sent her that picture with that note right there on the screen. Thank you so much for seeing me. Betty and Gracie say hi. That's exactly what I sent her. Nothing about I'm cheaper, nothing about I want to deal with you. I wanted to show her my dogs. Here is what I got back from her. There is her dog. Betty and Gracie are adorable. I wanted you to see my favorite puppy, Rexford. I knew right then I had this account. Talk to my boss. Let's take the next step marketing wise. There's the deal right there. I sold that account $150,000 in 3 years, bonding over dogs. Never asked me the price. All she wanted was the products done. That is how I got this account, by emailing pictures of my dog and connecting with customers that way. I'm telling you, this is how to sell. There's Trainer, Quickie again, and Burlacamp down here at the bottom. Ken Burlacamp owns that company. It's one of the finest American-made suppliers in the industry. Now we're talking about dogs. I have traded products or services with my vet for 13.5 years. And one product that I have done for my vet on a trade act are mats. I talked to you about logo mats before, but the vet business is booming. More dogs were adopted, more pets were adopted last year than any time in history because of people staying home for the pandemic. Now, Betty Ann and Gracie, who I showed you before, they are both deceased now. Betty died in April of liver cancer. Gracie on December 26th, she lost control of her bladder. They were good girls to the end, but you know what? When I posted that on my Facebook, I got over 100 condolences from people that were on my Facebook feed. That is what I'm trying to do, is build personal connections. And Betty and Gracie did that for me. M. Wadsworth at logomatsllc.com. Email him and he will send you a mat to sell vets. Now, I talk about Brandon Craig in every one of my webinars that I do. He works for Southern Plus. He runs Southern Plus. They have the most effective selling tools for client presentations in the industry. You can email Brandon, and the time with him will up your selling game. It's Brandon at southernplus.com. He'll do a 30-minute presentation, tell you what products to sell to who, how to do that, who buys the products, tell you how to download the videos from their site, how to make custom catalogs from Southern Plus. I'm telling you, he is a stand-up guy. You email him, do a session with him, and you will know so much after this webinar is over. I have people do this all the time, and they email me back and say, Don, Brandon was just wonderful. And two of the products that Southern Plus sells are these game bags. Outdoor freedom is back. Be the first to sell it. The Rangers play baseball over here. As awful as they are, they still sold out on opening day. Right or wrong, the stadium was full. Those bags would have been needed to go into stadiums. These clear bags that can be imprinted. You get out and show these to event planners, anybody, sports related, any outdoor activities. You start selling them now. These were sold a lot before the pandemic. I think people have forgotten about them. That's a great item for Southern Plus. And chairs. Tailgating will be back. Tailgating is back here in a limited form, but Southern Plus sells chairs. You can sell those to people. Southern Plus chairs do not break. A lot of these chair suppliers will tell you they'll be cheaper than Southern Plus, but their chairs break. So a pretty good pitch about Southern Plus here, but there's a great coupon from them at the bottom of the screen. Remember, chairs and those clear bags will be sellers in the future. Spring healthcare events are coming up. I got this from Brandon at Southern Plus. He's the one that knows about these days. I don't keep up with this, but they're selling all products for these different events. This is, again, point selling. Like, let's sell for Earth Day. Let's sell antibacterial products. Hey, let's not wait around for delayed shipping. You can call your customers in the medical or in the healthcare industry. These are all events coming up. Southern Plus has all kinds of health-related items that are perfect sellers for those markets. The reason I'm telling you this is if you let people dawdle, they'll never make a decision. I have always been good at selling because I don't let people shine me. You want to buy it, make a decision. Don't, and I'll just finally tell them, I just can't help you. You know what? If you don't want it, fine. Don't do it in a rude way, but you've got to get people to make a decision. And these are some point events. There's what, 2 Northwest National Arthritis Month. We count that. We got 5, 6, 7. We got 9 right there that you can do point selling on. Now here's the Cool Mask Reliever that I talked to you about. Elena is the owner of this company. This is one of the neatest things I've seen, especially for the summer market. This is an ice pack. You can see up here at the top of the screen. You fill that up with ice, you freeze it, that attaches to the back of your mask. It keeps the back of your neck cool, has a nice imprint area on the back of it. You talk about a product that's going to be popular for the summer. This is an add-on to mask. You can get a sample of this by emailing Elena at digitalmarketingmktgpartners.com. You need to write that down. She'll send you a free sample. It is the coolest new product I've seen. It is so important now because we've already had 86 degrees here and it's hot wearing my mask, and we're going to get up over 100 here. And I'm telling you, every day, anybody with a mask, nurses, people in hospitals, valet parkers, whoever it is, they're going to be miserable. Now, I've talked about AdMatch. Here are 2 self promos from AdMatch that you can use to sell summer event planners. This has been a dead market now for almost over a year. This is a market that is going to come back. I've used both of these self promotions to great effect. The wet wipes that I talked to you about before, you can get 250 of those for $141 from AdMatch. And these tissue packs, they are great for outdoor events. People who have allergies need tissues. You can also pick things up. You can open like restroom doors with these things without touching the door. There are other uses for tissues besides runny noses, but I've used both of these to great effect. Phil at admatch.com for samples. Now here's the Cool Mask Reliever again. There's Elena's phone number. There is her email, and I'm saying right down there about the valet parkers. You've got to help them. I can't imagine how hot it's going to be going in and out of hot cars in the summer, but this is a perfect item for construction workers, amusement park employees, outside festival workers, security personnel. landscape companies. It's Elena at cmrmass.com. This is a cool product. If you don't email her and say, Sanders told me you to send me a sample, you are missing the boat on this. I like new, fun products. That's how you sell. And you can see that the back of that has just an absolutely great imprint area. Now, cleaning towels. I'm almost finished on about Ad Match. I just like Ad Match. They have such germane products for today's market. They've got these clean towels, these alcohol sanitizing cloths. These are great for events because they will clean surfaces like tables. If you're going to go sit in a chair, you could use this to clean the chair before you sit down. If you were going to eat sitting at a table, you could clean the area before you sit your food, your takeout food down on it. They are great for events. Phil at admatch.com. They're large, durable, and they will clean things and they will not chafe your skin. They don't smell bad. It's a great item for selling events. Now let's talk about selling trucker caps. I talked to you about Gympire before about seed paper cards. Well, Harvey Mackler is the owner of that company, and I've known Harvey forever. He is a great guy. Harvey will teach you how to sell trucker caps to anyone. Trucker caps are hot right now with millennials. You needing products for millennials? They wear these trucker caps like crazy. Gympire's got a whole selection of them. You can email Harvey at gympire.com to send you some samples, or he'll do a tutorial with you how to sell these trucker caps to anybody. I don't wear trucker caps because I like to wear cotton hats or whatever, but I'm not a millennial. But the reason that I was always successful is I could look at what products other markets wanted to buy. I didn't look at it and say, well, I wouldn't wear it, so I'm not going to sell it. If you do that, you will not be successful. Trucker caps, if you don't take advantage of this, emailing Harvey, then you're going to be behind others. Now let's talk about doing virtual presentations. Look at this woman right here. Who buys from her? How unmotivating is she? Well, what you need to do is sit up in your chair, be dressed, have a table, and you know what I'm going to have? I'm going to have wall stickers from Sticker You. You see, there's a write on, wipe on wall sticker. You could put that behind you when you do your virtual meeting and write your goals down. Let's cover today what products are good for you. Let's cover who we're going to market these to. Let's cover what due dates we're going to set. You go through these with your customer. Next time you do a presentation, you just wipe it off and write the goals for the next customer. So besides wall sticker, dry erase wall boards, Sticker You also can have one made with your company logo. And look how more professional the lady at the top right looks than this thing here with the colored pajamas on. I swear I've seen people do this before. I don't know who buys from her, but wall stickers, promo at stickeryou.com. I think it's a great way to up your virtual game. And there's a real nice little self-promo coupon on the screen for Sticker You, or it was. Now, let's talk about rewarding Zoom video participants. Do not enter me into a drawing I cannot win that does not motivate me. Our two largest industry providers both have had virtual shows this year. On the first one, I got nothing mailed to me, nothing sent to me besides I could be registered for a win an iPad. Well, I've already got 2 iPads. I want something tangible. They did not know to do mail outs of physical products to people prior to the event or to send gifts at the end of the event. Biggest mistake I've ever seen for 2 groups that are trying to sell you products and they don't even know how to run virtual events. Show your customers how to stay focused, how to get their virtual meeting event participants to pay attention. Pre-arranged questions. You're going to be told right up front, you know what? We're going to send you a questionnaire at the end of the presentation. You answer all 20 of them. You get a Southern Plus cooler. You get a shopping bag. You get an umbrella. You get an apron. That would have motivated me to watch those virtual shows, not telling me I'm going to win an iPad. I know I'm not going to win. Another great thing is Southern Plus does side imprints on bags. When you did a follow-up to thank people for being part of your presentation, you could imprint the goals or what we accomplished during the meeting on the side panels. Like, we hope you show our new products, yak, 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 whatever it is. This is how you get people to pay attention to these virtual meetings, not entering them into drawings. Now, when I'm doing virtual meetings, I am going to do virtual samples for my customers. Apogee Design does the best virtuals for awards of any supplier I've seen in the industry. I know John Gotchi, who is my contact there. If you'll email him, his email is entered at the bottom of the screen. He will do virtual samples of awards that you can include in any virtual presentation that you're doing. If you're not already preparing virtuals for customers before you do the presentation, you're behind the game. If you have them already prepared, all you gotta do is strip their logo off their website, send them to John, he'll make the virtuals. You're doing the presentation, the customer already knows you're thinking about them and you're engaged. How about finding face-to-face customers now? I talked about this in my last couple of webinars, but it's tough to go see people. Realtor market down here is absolutely booming. Real estate houses are selling all over the country. The inventories are low on them. You want to call on realtors, what you do is find an open house. I've got a house next door sample for sale. 1 to 3 last Sunday, it was open. I went over there and chatted up Meg Reed, the realtor for David Perry Miller in Dallas. Left her my cards, but I just walked in and said, hey, I live next door. But if you really want to do it right, I'm going to go to an open house an hour before. I'm going to leave a logo mat, a catalog, and I'm going to leave a note at the front door. Realtor's going to see it because when they walk in, they're forced to pick stuff up at the front door. Leave it an hour before. Then, about 15 minutes before the open house is over, just show up and say, you know what? I'm the guy, or I'm the lady that left you the mat samples. You want to meet a prospect? They can't get away from you. If they don't like it, so be it. At least you made a sales call. M. Wadsworth at logomatsllc.com for samples. Food trucks. Get out here and see food trucks. The reason I'm saying food trucks, I'd say 90% of food trucks, the owner is there all the time. Usually the owner takes the order. Somebody else does the cooking. Just go chat up owners of food trucks. They can't get away from you. Just say, hey, I want to talk to you about cups, napkins. I want to talk to you about food containers. Trainer has all that. The chairs, folding tables, they set up in front of the food truck. These are all items that food trucks will buy, but the most important part is I'm trying to get you to the decision maker, just like with the realtors. The realtor buys for himself. No runaround, you talk to him. Food trucks, you're going to talk to the owner. Jamie H at trainergraphics.com for food packaging. And if you want these color changing cups, they will send those to you too. What a cool item that is to serve drinks and watch the color of the cup change automatically. Now let's talk about craft brewery business. That is booming. They have opened up so many craft breweries here in Dallas, but they're taking old buildings and putting these breweries in it. Here are breweries in there. Here's John Gotchi from Apogee. They sell custom taps. I have never sold custom taps in my life. This is how dumb I am sometimes. I should have been doing this forever. He will do virtuals for you. He will send you a custom tap. You go in and call on a craft brewery, and if you're selling custom taps, not everybody in the world is going to been by there. Makes you unique. The reason that you need to do this, it gives you the chance to sell them their t-shirts, their hats, whatever items they have. Use this as an introductory item to get in the door. I guarantee you, I've done this with other products, going and calling on them about something at least 500 times and got other business from them. John.G at creativeawards.net. I'm just trying to help you with products that people are not showing that people will like to have. How about masks? Got my shot mask. There is mask envy. I'm going to get my second Modern shot next Wednesday, and I'll be glad when it's over. But if I had both of my shots already, I would love to have one of these masks on. You want to sell something unique to people? Go sell them, I got my shot mask. And the reason Gympire has what I think are the best masks in the industry, they're washable 20 times. You got us other customers that have already had masks or bought masks, ask them how many times will they wash. I guarantee you they're going to tell me, I don't know, because they don't know. Say, hey, I've got a mask that you can wash 20 times. Harvey at gympire.com. Remember, he had seed paper cards and he had those trucker caps. This is a great mask. Now let's talk about the new networking. That's volunteering to me. Volunteering I have done all of my life. I put myself in the position to meet like-minded people by going to alumni events, neighborhood events, nonprofit fundraisers, chat people up on the spot. Sometimes it's hard. There's not as many events now, but one thing that never ends are these elections. These elections go on every day now. Another one ends, another one starts. Volunteer during elections. I have met more like-minded people working elections than anything I have done in my life. And Sticker U is great for election stickers, but in case you don't know, I voted stickers down here at the bottom left. They were started in 1985 by realtors in Phoenix, Arizona. I did not know that till 3 months ago. Promo at stickeru.com for political stickers. Now, another fundraising item for elections are mats. I've talked about logo mats. For a donation, you get a mat for your congressional candidate, for your presidential candidate, for whoever it is. People involved in politics today are hardcore. Politics is a forever market. You really want to up your game on selling mats, sell them personalized for an added cost. This raises money for the candidate. You go volunteer, you're a great worker, you're going to meet that candidate and just chat them up at one of these phone banks. Say, hey, let's do some mats. Get right to the point. Find these people by going to open houses, talking to your vet, volunteering at political events and as a volunteer. Now let's talk about custom clothing. I'm going to talk to you about Edwards. I've talked about Edwards before. 90% of distributors never sell custom clothing. And if you want something that will up your game, Edwards and Bishop is owned by Edwards. They make custom clothing. They will do drawings for you. You've got a customer, let's say you're going to do a virtual meeting. Why don't you do a custom drawing of a product just for that customer? If you'll email Brett Guerin, it's bguerin at edwardsgarment.com, they will do custom drawings of specific clothing that no one else has besides that customer. That's called Bishop's Magic. That will set you apart from any other distributor, because remember, 90% of distributors never mention uniforms or custom clothing. Now, because of the end of COVID and recent stimulus legislation, uniforms are booming now. And I have failed. I never sold enough of these to people. So don't be like me. Start talking about everybody about uniforms. Now, senior living facilities, their business is great right now because most seniors have been vaccinated. That market is coming back. Construction is through the roof. With this new stimulus legislation, a huge percentage of that money is going for bridge building, road building, etc. They all need uniforms. Uniform program samples, B. Guerin at edwardsgarment.com. I'm just trying to tell you to sell products that other people are shying away from. Other big uniform buyers: healthcare, hospitality, transit, gaming, transportation, security services, large hotels. Large hotels have several buyers, like a food and beverage manager, maintenance supervisor, head of housekeeping, a security manager. You can learn how to sell uniform programs by emailing bguerin at edwardsgarment.com. I was bad at doing this all my life, and I am going to have his things spin around and come back, because don't be like me. Stay after your uniform business. Call on schools now. Schools are reopening. Snugs, I talked to them about hand sanitizer. They have lanyards and they have mask keepers. Every student is going to have to wear a mask. Every student has to have identification. They just don't, it's been hard to get in schools before COVID. Now they're going to check IDs, they're going to do everything in the world, but Snugs has everything you need for students. Customer care at snugsyusa.com if you want lanyard or mask keeper samples. Now, motorcycles, Burlacamp. I talked to you about Burlacamp before. Bikers are out in force now, and they'll be out even anymore. Call on every motorcycle dealer in your area. These kick pad stands, people love them because they hold bikes upright. They will keep that stand up off the concrete or off the asphalt, makes the bike stand up. You can do those in full color with raised leather graphics. Burlacamp also does license plate frames. I'm telling you, this is going to be a booming market now. It is now, and it will be this summer. And there's a great free money coupon. And if you'd like to have a sample of a kickstand pad or license plate frames, it's sales at burlacamp.com. Qualify prospects before working. The biggest mistake people make is they go work on orders that they shouldn't even be fooling with. They're working with cheap people. They're working with non-decision makers. They're working with non-buyers. Ask people questions. Besides asking them their budget and delivery time, most people don't even ask that. Further out, and I guess that's bad grammar. Let's expand this out. Ask them, what help do you need with your marketing? Do you want to buy American-made products? Would you rather increase sales or improve profits? What's been missing from prior advertising efforts? Ask these questions, and you will get answers. And if you don't get answers, leave those people alone and go call on people that can make a decision. And there's a great ID line coupon there for and at the end of the show, I'll give you the email address for ID line, and they'll send you a free name badge sample kit. And there's that great coupon for Southern Plus. Now let's talk about USA made products. I talked about Burlacamp. I'm going to talk about Quickie. Quickie is a great supplier. Do not fall into that foreign made trap again. You remember when we had the tariff wars? We're now messing with China again. Now we're messing with Russia. We should, but that could affect business long term. Do not fall into the foreign made trap again by buying USA made products. And here's some great coupons from Burlacamp and from Quickie. That means also sell products produced in the Northern Hemisphere. Edwards products are not made in China. They are produced in the Northern Hemisphere. That means there will be no tariff problems. That means there will be no shortage. That means you're not going to get an email that says your order's been delayed by Northern Hemisphere products. Tariff wars and the pandemic were wake-up calls regarding problems with China. I guarantee you it's going to happen again. And most of the apparel suppliers buy their products from China. You want to get set up to get in trouble with your customer? Sell an order for 100 jackets and you can't get it because there's another delay with shipping. You're not going to have that with Edwards. Now stop selling price, start selling quality. There's a difference in every product you sell. Power banks, clothing, like those motorcycle kickstand pads from Burlacamp. There might be some little cheaper versions. Somebody might say, well, I get one cheaper. Well, it's cheaper because of a reason. Quickie has American-made magnets. Let's say their magnet's 43 cents on a C. Somebody else comes at your customer and says, oh, I can get you a magnet for 35 cents on a C. Well, ask them, do you want the imprints to stay on? Do you want the magnets to stick? You want the edges to not curl? You want the imprint colors are perfect? They're going to say, yeah, to all those things. You can say, well, you know what? I'm not sure that that 35-cent magnet will do that. It's like that on every product. Ask questions and sell quality. Info@quickie.com for magnet samples. Go after blank mask buyers with iron-on transfers. There's always already a lot of people that bought masks. Sticker U has iron-on transfers that you can iron on blank masks. You can also have full color graphics put on them. Look how good that woman looks with that mask. Sticker U has these transfers. There's that great little coupon, promo@stickeru.com. That's going after a market that's already sold. Patagonia just announced they're not having other logos on their products, like corporate logos. A lot of business is going to be lost by suppliers because of that. Bishop has products similar to Patagonia. You can put whatever logo you want to on them. You can get those custom clothing mock-ups from B. Guerin at Edwards Garments.com. I believe it's Edwards. Okay, I believe that's it. It might not have that S. I've made this mistake before. Okay, Edwards also owns Bishop. I don't want to confuse you on this, but if you've got Patagonia customers, you go to Brett Guerin and he can help you. Golf products will be huge this year. Not going to drone on about them. Gympire, we've talked about Harvey. Harvey's got every golf product you need. Southern Plus has got umbrellas. They've got cooler bags. They've got everything you need for the golf course as an activity add-on. Promo@southernplus.com. Now let's talk about FaceTime with clients creating non-scheduled virtual meetings. Next time when you talk on your phone or you call your phone, you talk to your customer, why don't you say, let's do FaceTime? Call them right back and FaceTime them. But what you're going to do with the new phones, you can take images of past orders you've done for that customer, like this Mozingo Music is a customer of mine. I had a FaceTime with this customer of mine. I had forgot all about him needing his luggage tags. I popped that into that presentation. I said, oh my goodness, do you need to reorder those luggage tags? He says, Don, I'd forgotten all about that. They ordered 2,500 from me. I made $1,100. Those luggage tags came from Quickie, but make your customers have a virtual meeting with you by saying, hey, let's do a FaceTime. A lot of people haven't thought about that. I hadn't either till about 2 months ago. Info@quickie.com for the finest quality bag and key tags in the industry. Now we're almost through with our webinar. Stay with me so you can hear Tiffany. Here's name badges are needed because of many new hires, but use supplier sites to create virtual samples and to find selling ideas. There's 4 great suppliers on the screen right now who have those superior sites. Snugs being one. You can go to the Snug sites, you can create flyers, you can see their lifestyle images, you can learn about social media, you can see the stock patterns for their wearables. There's everything that you need there. Plus you can learn about how to sell their thermos drinkware, or you can learn about their hand sanitizer. Another great supplier is Edwards. Their site, you can go create your own catalogs. Right here, I have created my own uniform and a career uniform apparel program by putting my logo on the front page of the catalog. I can even further do it by putting a tagline to the left of my logo. You can do this all on the Edwards website. You can create these things and then email the link to your customers, and then you can even put your custom message like I have, which you're seeing. We're talking about that creating shot envy again. Here's another product for millennials. Had my shot temporary tattoos. Create shop envy because millennials love tattoos. Temporary tattoo samples, promo@stickeru.com. I'm telling you, products like this, people start wearing them, they just love them. I would much rather, I'm gonna go get my shot on next Wednesday. I guarantee you they're not gonna give me a temporary tattoo, but I would rather have that than some little sticker I put on me. I like to have the sticker, but wouldn't it be cool to have I got my shot tattoo? Now, I sold the Dallas Zoo volunteer program for years. I lost thousands of dollars by not selling them their uniform program. All zoo workers wear uniforms. There's those penguins up there. Restaurant employees, food cart staff, exhibit directors, tour guides, volunteers, all these were uniforms that had been purchased by the Dallas Zoo, but I never even asked who bought that. And I'm sitting here telling you how to do this. I was an idiot for not selling uniform programs to the Dallas Zoo. I had a bunch of customers like that. You can learn how to sell those uniform programs. B. Garrett at edwardsgarment.com. Now, to correct that, I have a big storage warehouse customer. I visited them the other day. They have these messy golf shirts, and the two workers in there had mismatched pants. So Edwards made these sales sheets up for me. I've sold this client for 16 years. I never thought about talking to them about uniforms, but I'm working on that sale now to sell them shorts, pants, and custom work shirts and custom polos. It's hot in those storage warehouse facilities, but I have sat there and 16 years I should have been working on this, but I've already called Edwards. Brett Guerin is sending samples to my customers. We're actually going to sew one of the shirts with my Macho logo, but these are flyers that Edwards made for me. So don't be like that with me and lose uniform sales. Now, 2021 printed catalogs are really hard to find. Here are 2, 4, 6, 7 customers or 7 suppliers who have them. There are the email, it's edwardsgarment.com, that S, I should have taken that out. I don't know, I must be lame on not taking that out of that other slide. Sales at burlacamp.com, there's one of them. I'm not going to email, I'm not going to read them all out to you, but if you'll email these suppliers, they will send you hard copies of catalogs, which a lot of suppliers do not have. Now, I'm going to talk to you about David Blaze again. Here is David. He is a fine person. I know he's got these 4 training programs available on how to hire, dominating the market, how to get customers, how to get getting started. David at blazedrake.com. If you'll email him, he'll send you a free video or free introductory video. You got nothing to lose. It's topsecrets.com, 800-494-2721. If you need this further training, many of us do. I learn something every day from these programs that David has and from other things that people teach me. I recommend David to you. I've known him for over 15 years. I think it's closer to 20, but he is a stand-up guy if you want to further your business. Remember those germ control products? I'm just going to show them to you again from AdMatch. I can't say enough about how effective that product would be for selling events. Snug Z, we have 2 more slides to go here. Piggyback program is fulfillment. A lot of people don't know where to go for fulfillment. If you'll call on companies and say, you know what, let me do your fulfillment program for you. This is the only supplier in the industry that I've seen come forward with this. You can learn about this at snugzusa.com. I'm going to show you that cool mask reliever again. Email Elena K. Johnson, or there is her phone number. Write that thing down, that number down. She will send you a free sample of the cooling mask holder. Neatest thing I have ever seen. And remember, save those valet parkers' lives. Can you imagine how hot it is? Or what if you worked in the emergency room in a hospital? How hot, how sweaty you would get. This is a great product for anybody as a summer-related promo item. Now, Harvey Mackler and I at Gympire have done a book on how to sell promotional products. We have some free chapters of the book that Harvey will be happy to send you. He does that for me. And one of the chapters is about the history of the promotional products business, about how it all started. I didn't know that George Washington used buttons to get himself elected, and I believe that's 1788, something like that. But if you'd like to have the chapters of those books, all you have to do is email me at don@sellpromoproducts.com. I will have Harvey send you those book chapters for free. If you want those 2021 printed catalogs and sales flyers, And if you want the webinar replay, it'll take a while to download it, but as soon as it's downloaded, I'll send you the webinar replay. If you'll email me at don@sellpromoproducts.com. And here are all the email addresses from everybody who I've talked about in the presentation. I will be emailing those to you after this. And I want to thank you for putting up with me. I've talked as fast as I can. I'm going to let Tiffany talk to you now, and you stay. She is so inventive and creative, and she will help you move your business to the next level. Are you there, Tiffany?
I'm here. Thanks, Don, for all of that really great information. There was some really good stuff in there that I didn't know that suppliers had. I really like that cooling mask idea.
I think that's a neat product.
I do too. So and if you're not familiar with Distributor Central, and I know I feel like I talk a lot, but if you're not familiar with Distributor Central, my name is Tiffany Tarr, and what Distributor Central does is we provide distributors in the industry the ability to have a free tool to find or source all of these great suppliers' products in one location that allows you to collect all these ideas and get them out to your customers, either through quotes or proposals or really nice e-commerce websites. Distributor Central, and I know that I'm a little bit biased, we have the best website platform, period, in the industry. We make websites that don't look like they're out of a box. We'll help you customize them. We are probably the most cutting edge in terms of graphics and layout and what's really trending with websites. And I know that that might not seem like super important all the time, but in this day and age, what your website looks like is a direct representation of your business. And if it looks messy and not updated and out of date, as a business, you look messy, unkept, and out of date. So I would really encourage you to continue to work to have a website that works really well. It's easy to source products. It doesn't have hundreds of thousands of products on there that are overwhelming and confusing to your customer. And those are all things that we do at Distributor Central, and we do that at zero cost to you as a distributor. It is sponsored by by the best suppliers in our industry. One of the questions, and I've just been addressing it, I feel like all week, and one of the questions that I get is, how many suppliers do you have on Distributor Central? Well, we have every supplier that you need to be doing business with. There are thousands of suppliers in this industry. There are not thousands of good suppliers in this industry. And it's kind of like maybe one of the reasons why Don doesn't have hundreds of suppliers on these webinars is because you really want to work with the best. And as a business, you want to work with the very best suppliers in the industry. So we really only focus on suppliers that are part of distributors' preferred grouping of suppliers within the industry. And there's just no reason, and you can look, this is just website, just general practices. Having hundreds of thousands of products on your website is overwhelming and confusing to a customer. It doesn't help the buying process. So we really work tightly with distributors to make sure that they're using the suppliers that they really want to do business with, and they're focusing those niche websites around those suppliers. But if you're not familiar with Distributor Central, and if you don't have a Distributor Central account, you can get one at distributorcentral.com. We'll get you signed up and get you started. When you log into Distributor Central, what you're going to see is you're going to start to see product ideas, and you're going to start to see specials, and you're going to see things that you could be presenting to your customer. It's the only industry intelligent search engine as well, so your account will actually get smarter the more that you're using it. It'll start recommending products on your home screen based off of your previous search history and activity. There's also ways that your Distributor Central account can save you money. We've been talking about really great suppliers that have really great ideas, but there are suppliers in the industry that will actually give you a discount for using your Distributor Central account to place your order to them. So there's a couple here from TradeNet. There's a whole bunch of them. But there's this order and save ribbon on the home page of your account that you can look at. And not only is the account free and the website hosting is free and the websites are free, but it'll also save you money by placing those orders to the suppliers that are giving you an additional discount by doing so. So Distributor Central provides you a complete product research solution. And one of the things that I'm just so proud of that we do is our website templates and our website solutions that we offer to distributors. And we've got programs in place. If you're on the webinar today and you really want to get an updated website, or you want to use one of these templates but you're uncomfortable with it, our team will even do it for you. You can email info@distributorcentral.com and we will get you our quick start website program information where you can choose a template. We'll match up your logo to the template for the color schemes and get you a website up and going in minutes. Or our website wizard is super simple to use as well. We have all kinds of live training on how to do it. Just a couple of templates I was just going to point out. We talked a little bit about virtual design and really just helping a customer know how great a product is going to look with their logo on it. We've even got a virtual design template, and we've got products that are set for virtual design tools, and it's super easy to use. All you would need to do, especially if you're creating maybe like a little company store or a presentation site for a customer, you can upload a logo, and I'm just going to see if I can pick a quick one. Well, all you've got to do is take a logo, your customer's logo, and upload it to the site. And it's going to take that logo and it's going to apply it to all the products that have the virtual design tool on it. And then you can send a really great and personalized website over to your customer that has got their logo on it. And so they can see how great it's going to look and how much their customers will love it. So there's tools like this that are available to you that they are 100% free. Don talked a little bit about kind of leave behind at events and shows and those types of things. If you're wanting, I really think a website should help you sell and not hinder the process, it should help the process. So other ideas that we've got, and we've built a lot of these things into some of the templates, is creating like a lead generation form. So maybe it's not download our holiday gift guide, but maybe it's register to get a free mask. It's just a way for your website to help you start to collect whatever information you want from your customers. You can use in these forms, you can do all kinds of things. You could ask for their current address, maybe because they're working at home and you want to be able to do direct mail pieces to them, or if you just want their name and their email address, you can use these forms on website blocks to help your website generate leads for you and help your website work for you. So there's all kinds of ideas like that you can plug in to a website. If you're creating video content, or if you're maybe unboxing samples that suppliers have sent to you, make a video, put it out there on YouTube, and then you can put a YouTube block or a video block on your website. And again, making your website do what it's supposed to do, and that's sell for you. Other things that Distributor Central does at no cost is we'll actually host your domain name for you as well. And just like having a sign for your business, your domain is your business sign. And if you've not purchased a domain for your website, I would encourage you to do it. I've got a few. They're not very expensive. You can get one from like GoDaddy or other registrars, and Distributor Central will do that month-to-month hosting for you also at no cost. If you don't want to do that, we'll give you kind of a holder domain. It's dcpromosite.com, and we'll give you a subdomain to that holder domain. So either way, there's just no reason not to have a website in 2021. Other ways that you can use your Distributor Central account is to save time and energy. As Don was talking about some of the ideas that he was sharing from those really great suppliers, what I was doing as we were walking through those, or he was walking through those, is I was taking some of those ideas and I was just pinning them down to an idea board. And in your Distributor Central account, when you're doing searches, or one of the things I do is I get really excited when I'm in a presentation, or if I'm at a show, I get really pumped about products and then I forget about it. So one of the ways that you can use Distributor Central just to save energy is, as Don was talking about, some of those Southern Plus umbrellas and chairs and aprons and the seed papers, I was just taking some of those items and pinning them down to this idea board. And you can create as many of these lists as you want. So there's all kinds of lists that you can create. If you do a golf event and you have 10 tried and true products that you always present to every golf event that you have the opportunity to work on, or if there is an event that, just opening or masks or whatever, you can create those lists with those products that come from the best suppliers. That those are the ones you want to sell anyway, without having to do the searches over and over and over again and create proposals and presentations over and over again. You can just save them down to an idea board. And then once you've done that, all you've got to do is you can just pick that and you can just start sending it over to all of your customers. You can customize them. If you've got a website on DC, you can link it back to your website. So again, the email is linking back to your professional website, making that buying process even easier. You can even customize it further. So if you wanted to add a logo or a virtual to the email, or if you knew that they were not going to need just 250 because you knew they always buy 500, you could adjust pricing and adjust the content and send over a really nice email with very little effort and not having to redo the searches over and over again, just by using this manage list tool from your Distributor Central account. That's really what Distributor Central is, and we do all this at no cost because you'd never pay for a paper catalog, so there's no reason to pay for same information digitally. But we do the hosting, we do e-commerce websites, company stores, niche market websites. You can do subdomains, product searches, you can use it as an order management tool, and an idea generation tool. And we do that as a benefit to distributors and it's sponsored by all the great suppliers that are in the industry. So if you don't have a Distributor Central account or you have questions, feel free to reach out, info@distributorcentral.com, or you can always reach out to me. It's ttar@distributorcentral.com. Also, a couple areas that'll just really help you, and I use this even when I have distributors call me and ask a question about mapping a domain, or they need help with a website block. I honestly, most of the time, I'm using help.distributorcentral.com and I'm typing in the area or the question that the distributor has, and then I'm just pulling the help documentation back, and there is always step-by-step directions. There's typically video content as well, walking through it, and we try to, every part of DC, we try to put really detailed help documentation on. So if you've got questions or just even want to learn more about what Distributor Central does, help.distributorcentral.com will provide you a lot of that information. We've also got additional resources. We have got training videos and live videos and live training that you can sign up for. Maybe you want to customize your website further. We're working on our May schedule now. But if you want to customize your website further, or you want to know the best practices for creating a company store, at our resource page, there's previously recorded websites or previously recorded video content, and also live sessions that will be coming up that will give you further information. So that's really everything about Distributor Central. If you've got questions or concerns, just let me know and we'll make sure to get those addressed. Or if you want to go to distributorcentral.com and make sure you have an account, we'll make sure to get you all the information you need to get started. Don, I didn't have anything else today. Did you have anything else?
No, I just wanted to say, Tiffany, you have motivated me so much that I was going to have my lunch, and now I am so motivated, I'm not going to eat. I'm going to work on my Distributor Central account.
That sounds great, because you know, your business is just it's just an extension of who you are, and you want to make sure it's the best.
That's a great answer. All right, well, thank everybody. Thank you, everyone.
You guys have a great day.
For listening, and if you want the replay and the chapters of the book and all those email addresses, if you'll email me at don@sellpromoproducts.com, you should have my email address from everything that we've talked about. So if you send me the email, and I'll send you that stuff. And I want to thank you very much for listening, and we'll have another webinar next month. And I hope everybody has a great day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.